She is an Ohioan like myself. And here in the States, obviously, where else is there in Ohio? I don't think there is one. But anyway, so her name is Willow Grace MystiK. Okay, and there should be information for her Facebook page somewhere in the live. Okay, and if you have any questions after this live is over, please feel free to contact her. If you have any questions for me, you know how to reach me. Okay, but share, get it out there. So here we go. Let's say hello to Willow. Willow, come on in.
Hi, how are you? And thank you for having me, Rachel.
No problem, Willow. No problem. So, let's say a few hellos. You okay with that? Let's start off with some hellos.
Give them a shout out. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, who do we have, Richard? Terry. Hi, Terry. Thank you for all the hard work you do, girl. And Sue. Aww. Oh, from Australia. Hello.
Down under.
Yeah. And Stace. Hi, Stace.
Hi.
Kelly, hello to you. You know, I just saw a bald eagle yesterday, so thank you for that, Kelly. Interesting. Hi, Nicola.
I like how they have their pictures next to it so we can actually see.
And Millie, long time no see there, lady. Angela, hi. Gemma, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Carrie Ann, hello from Canada. All right.
Hoping they're avoiding all the fires, the smoke, everything. It's bad.
Yeah. Hi, Kathleen. And Carrie, long time no see to you too. Oh, which background, Millie? We both got pretty cool backgrounds tonight. Hi, Arlene. Good afternoon to you. We're hanging in there, I believe. Hey, Peter. Welcome. And Ellie. Oh. Hey, William. You're from Ohio too? Well, hello.
Oh.
Hi, Tina. Elvis Presley, little icon there. Hi, Kylie. Jackie. Hi. Lisa. Hey there, buddy. Hi, Diana.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We are all.
Yeah.
My son is in Connecticut. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, the whole northeast is horrible in the States right now because of it. Hi, Joanne. Hey, Annette. Yeah, Sweden. We're going to start now because thank you for saying all the hellos and everything, but we have a limited time and we did start late today. Okay. We won't go into that, but we did start a little late today. So let me ask Willow a few questions, okay? And please, if you, like I said, if you have any questions about astrology, if it's just something that's kind of perplexed you, like you just hear a lot about it, but you're not quite sure what it means, anything, any aspect of it, throw it out there. Because, Willow, you have been doing astrology for how long?
Years. Okay, just at least 20 years. I started off with Placidus, moved over to Whole House, classes, workshops.
I don't even know what that means. So Placidus and Whole House. And
yeah.
What?
Different types of training. Yeah. So I don't think you ever get it all or understand it all. It's just about diving in, and then you learn it from somebody else's perspective, from a different house system. And it's just adding more things to your toolbox.
Okay. So it's worthwhile to focus on each one, like step by step, to kind of like accumulate as much knowledge or wisdom as you can in order to decipher somebody's natal chart. Is that good to say?
I do. Yeah, so when I pull up somebody's natal chart, then I look at it first from a whole house sign perspective, and then if I'm not getting all the answers, or if I'm struggling with predicting some things, or if I want to look at their past lives, then I switch on over to Placidus. It's a different type of house system, and then we can look at where everything is at to come up with things that have gone on with them that were plaguing them in the past and that they're correcting in this lifetime.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
So let me ask a basic question. What are houses?
Okay, so I'm going to go back and like explain like a little bit more. Okay, so astrology.
Mm-hmm.
Astrology is based on the exact date, time, and location that you're born. So think of it as when you were born, there was a snapshot and a
Mm-hmm.
picture taken of the sky and below the horizon. So all the planets, whether they're being at night with the moon and Venus, or it's during the day. And so we have all the planets of where they're at. And then you have this wheel. So you are all of the signs, and there's, so people will say, hey, I'm a Taurus, or I'm a Leo, or I'm a Sag. That is just your sun sign. You are really a sun, a moon, and Taurus, and like you are all the signs, and you are all of the planets. Everything plays a role with you. Yes, Western 12 signs in the zodiac. Yes. So I use the
Good
Western.
question, Stace.
Yes. Good question, Stace. Yeah. So I use the 12 houses, and everything's broken up into a wheel of 360. And so when it cuts across the middle, the horizon, the 6 houses down below, they're broken up into equal quadrants. Each one of those represents a part of your life. So the first house represents the person. That's why you have to have the exact date, time, and location, because that is the house that was rising at the time that you were born. Your second is you with your finances. Your third is the way you communicate. Fourth is your home. Fifth is pleasure, and sixth is your work, your service to others, and your health. And then we move to the top of the chart, and then the opposite of the first is the seventh. So that would be you with a partner. And the second would be not your finances, but the eighth would be you with other people's finances and or shared resources. The third is you with education at home. And the ninth opposite would be you in the outside world with you with travel and education and spirituality. If the fourth down below is your home, the 10th is your career, the top part of your chart of you in the outside world. If the fifth is what brings pleasure, then the opposite, the 11th, is what do you do that brings pleasure to you with other people and groups. And then the sixth is your health. The 12th is your shadow. And so I use 12. Everything's based on the wheel of 360, the 12 houses. And then I create their information based on, okay, what is your sun? The sun is where you shine. Your moon is your private, your intuition, what you don't share with others that need to be met. And then your rising sign sets up the literal house system of what we use.
Okay, so Carrie, and I've actually heard this too. Carrie Farmer has a question here. Is it true that there are 13 houses?
12.
Well, I do know
based
that,
on, yeah. I do not use, I think that's Vedic. Yeah, I don't. I use
more probably, to be quite honest with you. I dabble in a little bit of Vedic with palmistry, so I know that there is like with the different calendar system.
yes.
That there's a whole other month, so that might be what Carrie is actually talking about. What's leading her toward that? And do you know anything about that, Willow? About that extra month that people are kind of talking about right now? That's something that we all need to look into, everybody. Yeah. Given what we're here for, we all
everything that I focus on is like, it's all, the math is all equal. Like the whole house sign is equal houses. You take 360, you divide it in 12, and you get your 30 increments. And then where the planets are, the exact location, it literally comes down to all math. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what would you say about, I hear a lot, and I do know this a little bit because I apply it in palmistry, but how would you describe when planets go retrograde? Well, and what planets are in retrograde right now?
So the sun never retrogrades. The moon does not. So
But what is retrograde
oh,
itself?
retrograde is literally when a planet slows. It looks like it's slowing down, and then it looks like it's going backwards. All planets go stationed retrograde at some point in time. At some point in time, and each one represents something. So the outer planets, when they station retrograde, it's for longer periods of time, and it's to create things that last. The inner planets, when they go retrograde, it's for shorter amounts of periods of time, and it's felt. Like everybody should know, oh, Mercury's retrograde. That's the one that generally people pay attention to. I'm with you. Screwing up technology, and so this year it's going to go retrograde or station retrograde 3 times, all in earth signs. So we've already had Taurus. The next time it's going to go retrograde will be in Virgo, and that will be in August. So currently we have our outer planets of what do we have? Saturn is going to be retrograde. Yeah,
Pluto's
Saturn
in retrograde too,
Saturn,
right?
Neptune will be at the end of the month, and Pluto is retrograde right now. Pluto literally moved in, stationed retrograde, and it's like hanging out. And Pluto is the planet of great transformation, where it forces you to unearth everything and slowly peel back the layers and say, no, face your demons. You've got this. It's not a quick.
It's almost also like birth, death, and rebirth.
It is. It is the birth, death, because you have to face this and transform. That's the rebirth part of it. Pluto, wherever you have Pluto in your chart currently, it's going to be a 20-year cycle. It's there to stay, and it is transforming that area of your life slowly for the next 20 years. And what do we have? Saturn is going to be stationing retrograde June 17th. Now, Saturn moves into a new house every year and a half. And so when it stations retrograde, it's currently in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces is all water. And so Saturn is going to come in and say, you're too watery in this area of your life. Saturn says, build a bridge, build a dam, shore up the water. Like
it's a little bit stronger than that for this Pisces. Okay, it's more like I won't use expletives, but in palmistry, you know, this is Saturn, the bad middle finger, and it's the bad middle finger for a reason.
It is.
Okay?
It is. It is. Saturn is the karmic teacher. Saturn is the nun with the ruler, or it's Saturn represents people of authority, and they come around and they say, get your acting gear. We expect nothing but your best, and that's garbage.
Very dictatorial, like, you don't know what you're doing. Listen to me. I'm the one that knows how to do it, because Saturn was a Titan god, also known as Kronos. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say the upheaval is real for this Pisces.
It is real.
Right now.
It's real. Now,
okay.
Millie, go ahead.
Millie Brown says, hi, Willow. I'm trying to learn my sun and moon signs just now. How is the best way to read them? Thanks.
So you can, you have to have your exact date, time, and location, and there's free software out there, or you can reach out to me afterwards. And when you put your information into it, and you literally have to be exact, because if I'm in Ohio and you are across the ocean somewhere, or even 2 states away, what the sky looks like at the time you were born is going to look different for me. And so you're on the wheel where it's 9 o'clock, that's your rising sign. If you know your rising sign, then you'll know where all the rest of the houses are. The rising sign literally sets up where the planets are shifting in for transits, for like what's going on today. So if you know your rising sign, you say, hey, I'm a Virgo rising. I can say, oh yeah, this is what's affecting you currently right now in your life.
Mm-hmm. Now, sun and moon. So sun would be like the month you're born in, that kind of thing. That's the main sign. Now, what does the sun sign reflect about somebody's characteristics and personality versus the moon and the rising?
So the sun is where we shine. And then depending on the house that it's in, so not all sun signs shine the same. So a Leo born, like a sun Leo at the top of their chart is going to be a go-getter, go after things, be very playful and jovial in their work. A sun in their fourth house is going to be uh, loyal and family, and like everything is going to be great. A sun in the 12th house is going to be more shadowy, more kept quiet. So it depends on not just like the sun is literally how you act, react, and your soul's purpose. So each sign has a soul purpose. Like we can go down the list, like Sagittarius, they're the gift of the zodiac. They're fun, they're jovial, and there's certain things about them. Like I always describe it like as we're having a party. Cancer wants to come around and feed everybody. Cancer wants to make sure everybody's comfortable. Yeah. Mercury's taking the notes. Your Gemini are taking the notes. Your Scorpio people love Scorpio. They're the ones sitting in the back, smoking a cigarette and got a drink. And observing. Oh, yeah. And they want to know all the secrets. They're the best secret keepers. Like they are. And so each sign has a way that they shine. And then the moon is more nurturing and caring and private and what we don't share with others. The moon represents your feminine energy, and it represents females from your past life. It also represents your mother. Like if you want to look at your natal chart, you can literally look at your natal chart and find your sun and your moon and know exactly, because your birth chart at the time you were born is an event chart of when you were born to your parents. So you can look at where was my father, where was my mother, what was going on with them in their life. So you can read into a chart to find so many things about what's going on.
So what would you say about the rising sign?
So the rising sign is how people see you and how you come out to the world. It's what you are learning to do or rising to be in this lifetime. If you are a rising sign Cancer, you are learning to like not always be overprotective over your whole family and have control over those things. You are very intuitive and learning to pay attention to, are those my feelings or somebody else's? If you're like a Libra, you are learning in this lifetime because Libras are the negotiators. They are the ones of the zodiac that they ask everybody to give a little so everybody goes home happy, but nobody's happy but the Libra, because they're the one for compromise. But they're just naturally beautiful. Like a Libra rising, they're the pretty babies. They're just like beautiful. And so your rising sign also determines generally how you look and your body type. And it just tells you, when you give somebody that kind of information, it tells you all about them.
So that's why giving out your time of birth, where you were born, etc., is so very, very private. You got to hold on to that info. If you just want to tell somebody what your sign is, then they're going to be like, okay. Like for me being a Pisces, okay, she's a Pisces. All right, that makes sense. But this is where I'm going to ask you. Now, my moon, which I'm not going to reveal, is pretty weird compared to my other signs, okay? My rising and my sun sign.
Okay, now I'm going to want to know.
I'll tell you later. Willow. Now, the other thing is that, so when it comes to the moon sign, like in Chinese, like the lunar calendar for Chinese astrology, right? I really find the moon sign, even in like the 12, using the calendar that you are using, right, to be almost more important than what your sun sign is and your rising sign for me. Because maybe it's just because of the whole palmistry aspect that I'm coming from, or maybe it's because of the whole, like, because the Chinese system, I should say the Asiatic system, because it's not just in China, there's in Japan and Indonesia and all those other Asian countries. They really focus on your moon. Okay. So how do you think that compares? Which is more important? Is it the moon sign in Western civilization, or is it the sun sign?
I think in Western astrology, they, if you want timing, you're going to want to know your rising sign. And I don't think that any one planet is more important than another. I mean, it just tells another picture of who you are. It sets up the whole story about who, like the sun, you said your sun in Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's the
Yep.
most intuitive. It's the most psychic. It is the one who takes on everybody's feelings and everybody's emotions, wants to be one with the universe. But then what's the negative to it? Well, boundaries.
Just
Having to
that.
learn
Yeah.
what is your energy and is it my energy? Like everybody has it, but that's your sun in Pisces. I have Pisces. I mean, I definitely have to say, but it's not my sun. So I don't have it to the extreme that you do. I have different. And whatever your moon is, the moon are the needs that have to be met in order for you to feel safe, secure, and comfortable in this lifetime. And the rising just sets up the timing for your houses and what the transits of the other planets of where things are going to affect you. So if we know your rising sign, I only need to know your rising sign, and then I can say, oh, the eclipses are going to hit you in this area of your life. Expect major changes. So we don't have to share everything, but each part is pretty darn important.
Okay. Myra says, what if you are a twin in astrology planets? I don't.
You still have a different time. There's like minutes apart. And minutes can change everything. Everything. Okay, not the outer planets, but minutes literally change everything.
Now, have you come across a couple more questions here? Have you come across, or well, let me back that up and rephrase. Are you are familiar with the terminology star seed?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you view somebody's natal chart and be like,
you're not even from here.
Seed. Yeah. Can you do that?
You can, well, you can look at somebody's chart and look into their past and say, so certain generations come through to push forth a different kind of change. Like we have a generation coming through that all the lines are going to be blurred between what is a he and what is a she. We're taking I want you to think Capricorn, where men have these body parts and women have these body parts. And so this group of well, they were children, but now they're becoming young adults. They're going to push the boundaries so far opposite that it will be he, she, we, which will get rid of the old standards. And then it will swing back to the middle and say, look, we have to have some kind of a definition here. I mean, you always have a generation that comes through. We have a generation coming through that they have high stress and anxiety, depression. Like I look at it as we had the AIDS epidemic that hit a generation, drugs and alcohol hit a generation. We're going to have another that comes through that has to do with breaking boundaries of what are we and on our evolution and our path and who we can be with each other. So yeah, as a generation. Yeah.
All right. So Billy has a question here. Isn't there 13 lunar cycles in a calendar year?
There are. We sometimes, like this August, we're going to have two full moons in one on August 1st and then one on August 31st. So absolutely, that's why we have our leap year and everything like that. But definitely. And it means a little bit extra I pay attention to that, and I pay attention to the eclipses and how strong, like where are they, what they're hitting, because those activate the north and south node with major changes of certain areas of your life that'll be affected over a year and a half.
And talk about the nodes a little bit more, because a lot of people, they just go read their horoscope, or they know
Yeah.
their sun, their rising, and their moon, but they don't know the nodes. They don't know the Lilith moon. They don't know
Yeah.
that type of stuff. So let's talk about that a little bit more.
So when you look at the nodes, they look like horseshoes. The north node looks like a horseshoe that's going down, and then the south node looks like a horseshoe that's going up. And there's a couple ways that you can look at it, just like the sun and the moon. It was based on Ratu and Ketu. It was this serpent, and he was trying to get the everlasting elixir, and he got cut in half. And so we have one hungering for where it's going, but not knowing where it's going, and one from the past. So the south node, if you look at it from, it's what you're comfortable with, it's where you came from, it's your past lives, or it is your past through generation of my grandmother, my great grandmother, my grandfather, all of that. So you can either, but it's the past, it's what you are comfortable with, and it's where you go back to, but where you have to break out of, break the chains of, to move forward. The north node is the direction in which you're supposed to be going, the uncharted territory, what we don't know about, what we are learning to do. And so what happens is on a wheel, all of the planets rotate counterclockwise, but the nodes rotate clockwise. So they hit at different parts of the chart. And so they activate for a year and a half, move on, year and a half, move on. So we're going to have them switch into the sign of Aries and Libra. When are they? They're going to be switching like at the end of this month. And the focus for the next year and a half will be me, Aries, Libra, we. Who am I? Who am I with you? What is mine? What is ours? Not just with me and a partner, but me with society. Who am I compared to, where do I fit in with society? And so everybody will have this activated in one, on two of the houses, two of your angles in your house. Yeah.
And the Lilith moon, or did we?
So Lilith moon is the dark moon, and some people do it, some people do not. I look at the dark moon only if they're willing to go back and talk about things. You have to be open and willing to receive. Some people want information that is only happy, or that they can work with and some people are like, you get a Scorpio and they're like, just give it to me.
Exactly.
Just tell me.
Scorpio
I'm okay.
I know is like that.
I love, yeah.
But yeah, so it's basically the darker side of things, and that's why a lot of people don't like to hear it, and they take it really to heart, whereas it's really information that's just put out there, and it's an aspect of who a person is, so you should be willing to embrace it and learn from the information being revealed to you. That's how I view it in palmistry as well, but you know.
I do. I know.
Some people don't like that. So Terry has a question. How do you know which star signs are, or maybe she's saying sun signs, are compatible in relationships? Now that is a good question, because where are they coming up with this, like willy-nilly, like this one goes with this one goes with that one? It seems like it's just like everybody has a different opinion on that.
Everybody does have a different, I believe that, look, you can do a synastry chart between two people, and because you have your sun in Pisces does not mean that you will not get along with me with a sun in Leo. And because one is water and one is fire, that does not, it depends on the houses. It depends on all the other planetary action of what is going on. You cannot just say, Leo doesn't get along with so-and-so. Pisces doesn't get along with so-and-so. There's so much more to it that you can have a synastry chart done between you and your partner. I do a lot of synastry, or actually I do a lot of natal charts first. And then if somebody wants to know about their partner, I say, look, this is what you're bringing to the table. And this is what the other person's bringing to the table. This is where you're going to have conflict. And this is where you're going to have ease and grace, because some people are very laid back, easygoing, and some people are very judgy, not on purpose, but that's just who they are. Some people are very to the point, direct. So each person has their own. There is no hard and fast rule of this does not get along with this.
Okay. So how do you find, well, obviously in astrology, just like in palmistry, there are the elements, the 4 elements, right?
Yeah.
So, and you actually have a deck that you made, right? An oracle deck?
I did. It's called Elemental Wisdom. So I did it to go along with my, to my tarot readings, but also to just where am I today? And so it's to pull one card, and it's based on the 4 different elements, earth, air, water, fire. And then there's symbols that are in the pictures and words that go along with it. And it's to give you just to tune into your own intuition for your guidance of, yeah.
Okay, Terry, I want to stay on this topic, but Terry has
Yeah.
a quick addition here. So you'd need to know their daytime, place of birth, etc., and then compare it with your own chart. I'm assuming she means chart.
Yeah, yeah. In order to compare, and some people do not have their exact time, so you can do a chart at noon or you can do a chart in the morning. It's not going to be as accurate, but you can be darn close with what's going on with them. And by talking to them, you should be able to narrow down certain bigger events in their life. There are people who will do rectification of charts. I do not. It takes a lot of work, and you have to sit down with the person and say, okay, when did this happen to you? It's because you rectify it by events that have happened in that person's life.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds interesting, actually,
Yeah.
but rather difficult.
Yeah, and you know how we were talking about the planets going retrograde? Venus is going to be going retrograde. That girl only goes retrograde every few years, and Venus, so think goddess of love and money and wealth and pleasure, and 40 days of her bringing people, places, and things back into your life that are not going to last. So I think of it as 40 days of beer goggles on. Like
Beer goggles.
well, when you meet somebody and you're like, oh, they're the love of my life. They've just brought this person back into my life. And then at the end, you're like, wait a minute. I didn't like that habit about you before. I sure as heck don't. Why didn't I notice it?
Well, I gotta know, when's this happening? When's this happening?
We're hitting the shadow on June 20th. And so,
all right.
So from June 20th to June 28th, like June 28th, oh Lord. So from June 28th to September 3rd, that's when like she's full blown. She will literally bring people, places, and things back into your life. People that you haven't seen in forever, boom, they're there. So depending on which house she's in.
Can
so
it happen before then?
Well, the 2 weeks before, the shadow period before, you will get an inkling. You will get a heads up. You will like think about somebody or think about a place that you used to be, or you will have their memories. And then boom, then it's full blown. Have you ever met anybody who they've gone to a high school reunion, met up with somebody, fell back in love with them, made these plans, and then at the end of like whatever, it really was not that great. It was just like an infatuation. That's what Venus retrograde is. When she goes retrograde in your first house, it's going back and looking over how you used to look, hairstyles and clothes. That's not a bad thing. Just, go back over it. And then it's about coming up with a modern. If it's with your personal money, then it's, that doesn't bring me joy anymore. I'm just going to sell it. I'm going to get rid of that. And so it depends on which house she's in that she forces you to look at some things from your past.
Yeah.
She's an ornery girl.
Put that. Yeah. All right, but so we have another question here, but still, I'd like to stay on those elements, so don't forget about the elements. So Carrie Ann says, I'm Cancer and married to a Cancer. Whoa, that's a watery household.
That is a watery household with a lot of intuition and feelings. And so Cancer is the sign of things around home, and tradition and family are very important. So if you have two people that have agreed upon this usually means like generational. And usually you have multi-generations living in the household. Oh, oh, my 30-year-old son can just live here forever because we're Italian and Catholic and this is what we believe in. Nothing against Italian and Catholics or cancer. I'm just making up an example.
A general.
That it's a general idea that they're big into their heritage. They respect it. They love it. I love a good Cancer. Cancer, I think about Cancer as, okay, the crab, and they have these little pinchers and they change their mind like the tide. So they're this crab and the tide's coming in. They're like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then the tide goes out and they're like, wait a minute. And they never address a problem head on. They look at it from all different angles like a crab does. And they're ruled by the tides. So when the tide's in, when the tide's out, full moon, new moon, the moon changes signs every 2 to 2.5 days. So in that household, the emotions are probably ebbing and flowing all the time. Yeah.
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 Us water
and
signs.
Intuitive. Yeah. You're right. I have 3 signs in Cancer. Like, I get it. I totally get it.
Okay, Angela has a question. My birth chart is sun sign Capricorn, ascendant, aka rising, Virgo. What does this say about me? Thanks.
Okay, Capricorn, they like to create things that have built that are built to last. They're usually here's a mountain. What do I have to do to climb it? Which is usually their career or things. They want things that last over a longer period of time. They hate cheap, like seriously, let's just spend the money and get something of quality. And a Virgo rising means, okay, so they have a Virgo rising and it's connected to their career and they're ruled by Mercury. So every time Mercury stations retrograde, that Virgo rising person, Angela, will struggle with something in her life with technology, travel, or communication. That Angela is probably, I don't want to say OCD. I'm a Virgo rising, so I'm just giving it to you from like my point of view. That Rachel, I've already had this conversation, that everything needs to be nice and neat and orderly. And you have to be careful that you don't expect those things from other people. And because other people are kind of go with the flow, and that drives a Virgo rising crazy. Virgo risings want, they're harder on themselves than anybody else. Like it just, they like order, they like control, and they want everything. They're earthy, they're solid, they're stable, and it goes along. So that's a lot of earth in your chart, because Virgo sets the path and Capricorn says, this is the mountain that I want to go on, and this is what I'm going to do to get there. And so that's amazing. Those 2 traits are amazing.
So segue into elements. You brought up earth.
I did.
Angela says, exactly. I live nice, neat, and orderly. That's what Angela just said. Okay. So, talking about earth, we have the 4 elements: earth, air, water, fire, right? What do you think? Well, I know that you also do tarot. Is that what drew you to tarot?
Yeah. So, I've always been a dreamer, and I didn't understand that other people don't dream. I've always dreamed in symbols. And so, and I'm good at math. And so that the astrology went like right along with it. And when I was younger, it was sun sign astrology. Everybody knew their sun sign. Do you remember hey, what's your sign? Like, I grew up in that generation, and so everybody knew their sun sign. And then the tarot made the images in my head make sense because they're pictures and stories. And so, well, then I was like 18, 19. I did my first past life regression. And that kind of like put together the whole story of, this is the direction in which you're supposed to be going. You've already done this. You're not learning, you're remembering. And yeah, I love them both. I am, obsessed, eat it, drink it, sleep it, cannot not. And have to remember that other people do not.
We have a quick question from Carrie. So what is better for reading the zodiac chart or a tarot? A zodiac chart or a tarot, which gives more information about the future and who you are?
I love tarot in that it's a down and dirty, quick answers the questions. Love it. Gives me an image. I can whip out 7 cards and know everything about you without even knowing your name. If I know your date, time, and birth, I have your whole life in front of me. I have your soul contract that you came in. Astrology is believed that you sat down before you were born and you came out with a map of your life of this is what you want to do. And these are the lessons that you want to learn. And this is how you want to overcome it. And the transits every day affect you and move you forward or backward with your life lessons. So each give you information. One gives a lot of detail and the other one is like, boom, now here, let's look to the future. I mean, like they're both equally, it just depends on what you're looking for.
Now, I know that some people, when they're doing tarot, will apply astrological signs to each card.
Yes, they do.
So do you do that as well?
So yes. Well, okay. You know, your major arcana card, those represent, so, okay, that's where I'm going with. So the major arcana tell not only a story of the fool's journey, but the cards represent astrology and like the water, like the cups stand for your water signs. You know, so astrology and tarot, I say that there's a trifecta: astrology, tarot, and energy work, or Reiki, or Katawa, or whatever it is, your energy work. They all three talk together and work together. It just is in a different way.
So when people try to move away from the major arcana and applying those astrological signs to the major arcana and try to do it with the minor, do you do that as well? Or do you just kind of be like, you know, like,
So when I read tarot, they either pick their 7 cards or however many it is, or I pick them. I can tell the story about what's going on, and then I hear the story. If that, like, you know, like when you close your eyes, you can hear the story. And like, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I got it. And then when I'm doing energy work with somebody, literally can put my hands on their, like if they're laying down, I can put my hands around their head, their ears, their eyes, and I see movies. And so that offers me a vision into, or an insight into what's going on. And I'm able to ask questions there about, I always, whatever I see, I don't keep it to myself. I will say it, no matter how weird it is or how strange it is, because they give it to me in a symbol or in a story that makes sense for them, not for me. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have a quick question here, but I still want to talk about the tarot aspect. So from Louise, do you believe there is any link between the position of the stars when you were born and your fate?
Absolutely. The date, time, and location that you were born, we have fate and we have free will. And you set up for yourself the direction in which you're supposed to be going, but you gave yourself many different avenues in which to turn. And sometimes we don't always take the high road. Sometimes we have to learn a lesson 3, 4, 5 times. And sometimes you never learn it in this lifetime. It's karma. So you'll have to learn it in another lifetime. And then when I have somebody who's difficult in my life, or somebody who's difficult in somebody else's life, I remind them that you signed up for this. You signed up to be in that difficult marriage or that difficult relationship. You could leave. What are you learning? This is life on earth, is school. So you're in it for a reason or season or lifetime. And when you have learned the lesson, you will move on. Because sometimes people can on a dime switch and just say, I'm done. I'm not going to eat meat ever again. Or I'm done with this relationship. I'm going to leave. And then you have some people who, no, they don't. Yeah, I do believe.
Okay. So when we talk about going back to the elements,
I'm ready.
Again,
we're going to do retrograde on that.
I would like to know how you, how I put this. When it comes to the mind, when I view the major arcana, okay, I don't really call it the fool's journey. I view it from a Jungian, Carl Jung, the psychoanalyst, right?
Yeah.
I view it as the hero's journey of
Yeah.
the individual, right? Like
Yeah.
from the full all the way to the very end, right?
Absolutely.
So that's why they are major life-changing cards, right? Whereas the
Agreed.
minor arcana are kind of like the aspects of what you are doing on a day-to-day kind of a
Agreed.
situational energy kind of thing, right? Now,
Yes.
I know that some people will grab a random minor arcana card and be like, oh, well, this is a Capricorn card, etc., etc. And I'm just like, I
No,
don't know about that. I don't know.
that's not
I
how I
don't
do
know if,
it.
no, okay, all right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Mm.
No, the major are the major. Those are your
Yeah.
timing cards. That
Mhm.
lets you know the big events of it's jumping out and screaming at you saying, this is what this person, yeah. And then the other ones are like the soft aspects of what's going on.
Okay. Now, do you have, okay, WD, interesting name, WD.
I like
Willow,
it.
the same here. I am a dreamer and could predict things that would happen a few days later. Weird. That's what they said, not me. I love tarot and astrology and a Reiki master. Life makes more sense to me now. Ooh, good for
Absolutely.
you,
Absolutely.
WD. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Good,
Yeah.
WD.
Now, see, when I do Reiki, because you were talking about how when you touch somebody, you can just kind of see it like a little movie play out in your head.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I'm doing Reiki on somebody, I will kind of like just look up and see like energy, like the auric field, like energies, beings, family, spirit step forward while I'm working on someone. So that's how it works for me when I do Reiki on someone, because I'm a Reiki master teacher as well. So yeah, we got a lot of parallels here. But
Yeah.
so would you like to do some card readings, some quick card readings? Shall we do that?
Got my favorites.
What deck will you be using today,
Uh,
Willow?
so I love shadowscapes. Okay. Apparently I'm a hoarder. I'm just gonna
Okay.
say it. Apparently I'm a hoarder. I have candles, I have incense, crystals, and a lot of tarot decks. But I use
Every good
yeah, yeah.
person that's into this is like that. So am I. So am I.
So I have like round ones. I have, but the shadowscapes, this deck is my absolute favorite in that the artwork is beautiful and that the message is gentle and kind. So, even if you have a tower card or whatever,
Hmm.
yeah, like stuff's going down, but it's gentler with it. It offers you a suggestion or, like how do you get out of whatever you're in?
Yeah, we have another quick question from Carrie. She says, can you read your own fate and be able to change your fate? Interesting.
I agree. Yes. I believe that so it's about accepting and
Hmm.
it's about accepting. And so in my life, the things that you want are not always the things that you're supposed to have. Remember, I talked about that north node and south node. The south node is what you are comfortable with, and that's what you want. And the north node is the direction in which you're supposed to be going. And it's not always easy. As a matter of fact, it's usually really difficult. But how to change it is by following your true destiny. Sometimes people will push really hard to not change. They'll fight. They will literally dig their heels in until the universe makes them so uncomfortable it takes away all options until there's only that path. I mean,
Yep.
I was down in Florida and the person we kept talking, like I kept saying, you're going to be moving. You're going to be moving. I don't want to move. I like this place, but you really should make plans. You like, this is what's going to happen. You know, the flood in Fort Lauderdale? They lost everything. If they would have made the plan ahead of time, they it, there still probably would have been water damage or whatever. They might not have lost as much. Maybe it would have been a pipe burst in their apartment or something. But literally, the universe will, it's like staying in a relationship too long. It makes it so uncomfortable that you have to be the one to leave. Because sometimes people will say, oh, I'm just going to stay here because, it's just too hard. Really? I know it's hard. You know, put your big
Change.
girl panties on.
That whole
Change.
change thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Uranus is there. Uranus was with the nodes for the last year and a half, just kicking our butts, saying, pivot, change, make it fast, hurry up. This is the direction, whether you liked it or not. I had many a day where I'm spending time in the bathroom shower crying because I don't want to change. I like things the way they like. Can we not just keep it? No, no.
Yeah, I
So,
hear you. So
yeah.
we are going to start doing some card readings, everybody. And Myra says, so true. I left. So true, Willow.
Good.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we are going to start doing some card readings. But first, Richard, do we have any adverts? All right, we will be right back, everybody. So get ready for some quick readings.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk.
Are you planning a paid spiritual event, or looking for something to do this weekend? Then visit myspiritualevents.com. You can browse the listing, view the event details, watch a YouTube clip, look at a mini gallery, select dates and times, pay for tickets using PayPal or your debit card. Organizers can register for free and start selling tickets within minutes, be it for their online or in-person spiritual event. As an organizer, you will have access to your own admin dashboard, which will display information such as your income and your bookings, all in a simple and user-friendly display. It's free to use. Join and upgrade to an organizer. Come and visit us at myspiritualevents.com.
Join Debbie Romero and guests tomorrow from 6 p.m., offering spiritual guidance, support, and readings. Join Ashley Robinson tomorrow night from 8 p.m. Ashley offers his spiritual philosophy while answering your questions.
Hello again, everybody. So we had a few questions in the interim there. People were sending in various details about where they were born, the time they were born, etc. And so Willow is graciously going to go ahead and pop up their chart so that she can give a little bit more information to people. And we are going to do cards, but this is also a reading in its own. It's just a different type of reading that you might not be used to here on SPTV. So, Willow, do you have anybody pulled up yet? This is for somebody named Diana Howell. I think it's Howell. I'm not sure.
I have her. I need the year from her. And
can we have the year, Diana?
Oh. Okay,
9:30 a.m. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, she's saying 8:30 a.m.
Oh, geez, oh crow. That makes a big difference. Okay, hold on. 8:30 a.m. And then the year. I need her year. 1951. Okay, and then yep.
Yeah, just so you know, everybody, we are, because of legalities
Privacy,
and just for personal issues, we are observing everybody's privacy, okay? So Richard and the moderator can actually see the information that you send in, but it's not going to be broadcast to the public. It's just so that Willow can see it and we can hear it so that she can do what she needs to do, okay? So do not panic.
Can she give me the 9:38. Okay. Can she give me the I need the place. Mm-hmm. Like the location, city and state or country or
Yeah,
Yeah.
this should be good. This will be interesting.
Yeah.
Something different for SCTV. So Diana, okay. Another
Oh
Ohioan.
my gosh.
We're bringing all the Ohioans in here.
Okay.
Ohio is the heart of it all. That used to be the motto, the state motto for Ohio for forever.
Oh, Lordy. Okay. Let's talk about her.
Okay, Diana, here you go. Buckle up.
She's a Virgo rising, and her sun is in her 12th house in the sign of Leo. So her whole life.
Willow, may I pause you one moment? Diana, are you comfortable with all of your rising and moon and sun sign being explained to you in the public forum? Are you comfortable with that, Diana? Just quickly say yes or no here. Yes, she is. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
all right.
I'll go back. Sorry. Okay, so let's talk about her. She's a Virgo rising with 1, 2, 3 planets there. That's a lot of energy with needing things to be precise, needing things to be organized in this lifetime, learn to delegate to others and not always take on all the responsibility herself. Her north node is there. And so her south node is there. She is really comfortable with it. And so in this lifetime, she is working on letting that go, learning to leave it behind. Her south node is in Pisces, and Pisces is become one with the universe. She is to learn to not just trust her gut instinct. She's supposed to be going into her intuition, her feelings. Does it feel right? With not just friends, partners, social circles, networks. This is everything. She should be trusting it. And that's going to probably be one of the harder things in this lifetime is how do I trust? Who do I trust? She's very intuitive because, her moon's in Cancer. So she probably is a dreamer. She probably has these dreams, these intuitions. With her sun being in her 12th house, the sun in the 12th house is you can be seen but not heard. Like as she was growing up, it also represents her father. So her father might have been missing or might not have been there or was keeping some secrets. But the sun in the 12th house also represents men suppressing her information. Like she can do things, but they're generally behind the scenes. A lot behind the scenes. Does that make sense?
Kind of like women are meant to be seen and not heard.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And with friends and social circles and networks and hopes and goals, all of these things, women are going to be her best people that will serve her, that she can trust the most. And every time Mercury goes retrograde, she will feel it, notice it. It will like totally, computers will go down, technology will, because Mercury is also in her first house. So
she's saying spot on. On.
I feel her, like she's got like a lot of stuff on one side of her life going on there. Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you, Diane, for sharing with me. Yay.
Yay, Diana. All right. So do we have anybody else, Richard? Anybody else? It's all right. Okay, Christine Palmer, we need your details. I hear you're interested, but you need your details. We need your details. And Diana is saying that her husband actually passed away 6 months ago, Willow.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It was probably like a soulmate. Yeah.
And she's saying, thank you. You were so spot on. Wow.
Yeah. Thank you for trusting me.
Ooh, we've got a lot.
I'm ready.
Geraldine. We've got information from Geraldine.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. This is for Geraldine Grayling. Willow's working on your chart right now.
Oh, it's Geraldine. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We'll just have that up in a moment.
And then that 5.
Did you hear that, Willow? Okay. Yeah.
And I'm gonna try and yeah.
We're going global here.
Okay, I think I have it right. I'm gonna double check here. Is that the northern? I think it's the Northern Cape, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It self-corrects. Okay.
We got it. We have it.
Let's talk about Geraldine. Geraldine. Oh, okay. Oh, Geraldine is an Aquarius rising.
I like that. Ooh.
I love an Aquarius rising. So Aquarius rising, they let their freak flag fly. They like she's learning to
Don't
like
mince
be.
Words there, Don't mince words.
She's learning in this lifetime to just accept and be unique and have everybody. Because where you have Aquarius is, I want to be part of a group. Wait a minute. I want to be unique also. I want to help you. I want to help and support others, but I want to stand out and be different. Don't associate me all the time with the group. And her sun is in Pisces. God love her. Like this is water and intuition, and it. I bet she's very, very beautiful because the sun in Pisces. Oh, she's so. I know she's intuitive. She's got, okay, let's look at her moon. Her moon is in Gemini in the 5th house of fun. Where are the nodes going to hit? Hold on. This has been a really, this has been a funky year. This has been a really, this has been a rough year and a half for her because the eclipses have hit her in her 10th house of who am I, my job, my career, me in the outside world, and my home. And usually when the eclipses hit you for the last year and a half in your career and home, it usually means that you move and that your job, something big happens with your job. You either get a job or you shift into a job. But it was a year and a half in the making, and it's about building stability. And because she wants stability. Scorpio is really intense. She's got Pluto in Scorpio. So she's not afraid of the dark side, right? As a matter of fact, I believe that people, this is Geraldine, the female. So I believe that people tell her things, and that at work or when she's out in public, because it's at the top of her chart, I believe that people share things with her. She could probably be standing at the mall or at the beach, and people will feel comfortable with like just dropping
right up, right?
And come right out and share it. And then she's the secret keeper. She understands it. She's like, yeah, I feel you. I understand you. And they don't try to soft pedal and make everything better. They just say, yeah, I hear you. And yeah, I mean, like, I want to know, did she move, and was there something with career? Because if we're talking, it would have happened in the last year and a half. And it had to have, like, this had to have been like a double whammy or something big going on.
Yeah. She says, sounds like me, with a laughing emoji. Yes. Oh my, wow. Life has been like boom.
Yeah. And it's about putting you into a new direction. So the nodes are going to shift into your 3rd house and 9th house. So it's about, who am I at home? And can I travel? Can I take classes? Can I do workshops? Can I be a student and be a teacher, and possibly getting things published? But it's like, this is the direction in which I'm supposed to be going, and pushing you outside of your comfort zone.
Yes, I do get that. And also, I have a lot of love for people. Got spiritual awakening.
That's exactly right. When the nodes hit her, it was probably She probably thought everybody else was like experiencing the same thing, but it's like everybody has these opportunities at different points in their life, and hers was deep and intense. Like wherever you have Scorpio, it's an awakening from within, from her core, from her, like inside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, spiritual awakening. And she's an Aquarius. Like she'd be fun to play with and party with. Yeah.
Now, Aquarians, even though it's Aquarius, Aqua, everybody tries to put Aquarians into water and their air.
No. It's
and
thoughts and ideas.
Yeah.
And I think of Aquarius as anybody, wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, think of it as a cloud. Aquarius does not like feelings and emotions. As a matter of fact, think of a cloud when it gets full of water, feelings and emotions. They're like, oh, and they want to shake it off and they rain it down and they're like, okay, I feel better now. Yeah. They want to be a little bit detached. Yeah. Yeah. And so how can she be detached? Yeah.
Yeah, we have Christine Palmer here has some information for you. So we'll put Willow will put that in, and we'll see what we have for you, Christine.
Okay.
And what you say about Aquarians with the clouds, I love that. Every Aquarian I was initially supposed to be born as an Aquarian. And I dragged my feet and came out of Pisces.
As you should. As you should. Yep.
To my mother's angst and chagrin. It's like, nope. I'm staying in there.
You're percolating.
Yeah.
All right, I'm almost done. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right, Christine, I hope you enjoy this. Okay. Just a brief reminder that all the information, the time, date, all of this personal, private information is not being kept. It is being deleted. No. Yes. And only the moderator and Richard, the producer, who's in our ears right here, is able to see the information. Okay, so it's not going to be used for anything else other than the purpose of right here, right now with Willow. Yeah. Okay, so Willow, what do we have for Christine?
So Christine is a Libra rising with Sagittarius there. So Libra rising in this lifetime. Okay, so she's going to have the nodes hit her house, or hit her first house of self and partnership. It'll be June, and it'll start a 1.5-year cycle. So she's really going to go through this turnover with who am I? Who am I with a partner? Who am I with my best friend, my significant other, work associates, and clients? It is going to be a huge test on boundaries and to not always say yes to everything. And because Libra are the peacekeepers, it's not just her wanting to keep the balance. She wants, look, Libra, they want everybody else to give a little bit and to find this balance. But sometimes they get stuck on their way of wanting to do things. And how do I balance this out with other people? She's going to be tested. They can be. They're naturally beautiful. They usually get their own way. Like they walk in and they're like, oh, she's so pretty. Well, I'm not even wearing makeup. Well, okay, you're naturally pretty. I wish I could look like that at 7 o'clock in the morning with my sweatpants on. They're usually just this natural beauty, especially as children and as they grow older. And they are, I call them the pollinator of the zodiac. So think of her as a butterfly, and she goes to parties and she literally goes around connecting with people, and she listens and she remembers and says, oh, you would like to connect with so-and-so. They're into cars. You would probably do well with so-and-so. Wherever you have Libra, that is where they bring people together. And one of her sole purposes is that she is able to do that. And she's learning to cherry pick people, places, and things to bring together. She got a stellium in her 11th house of, we would be shocked by her friends and social circles and groups. And
she's saying she is a Leo.
Oh, she's a Leo. She's definitely a Leo. I wasn't going to give all the planets. So she has a stellium in her 11th house. Her 11th house is Leo. She has Uranus, shock and surprise, Pluto, the planet that goes through great transformation. So with her friend circle or with her work circle or her groups that she is in for her career, they go through major transformation, and sometimes it's shocking that one would leave or one would come back, and she's probably the one who takes the leadership role, because if she wants the job done right, she's going to have to probably do part of the job. So Leo just commands and comes in and says, hey, let's get the ball rolling, let's do this. They're the center of attention, not in a bad way, but like people look to them for guidance. They're like the lion and the protector of. And
Right.
I bet she has some really unique goals or aspirations that she wants to do for her job or her career, because she has Cancer up at the top. Where is her moon? Yeah, hold on. Her moon is, yeah. So her moon is in Taurus. So, oh, she's in the 8th house. Oh, this year was rough for her with other people's money and her own finances. So this year was a huge transformation of her cash, her property, things that she owned. It could be alimony, child support. It's shared contracts that you have with other people, shared resources that you have with other people. She went through a big, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when Venus goes into retrograde, how is that going to affect Christine?
Okay, so Venus retrograde, so because now we know what house it's going to go in. It's going to go retrograde in her 11th house. So Venus retrograde is going to bring people that she used to hang out with, people that she used to run with, back into her life. But just know they're only there for a short period of time. It's also going to bring back, oh, this was a goal of mine. I really wanted to do this. I dreamed about doing this. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it. It just means that look at it and say, how do I fine tune and tweak that and make it relevant for my future? For how do I move forward with? So
Okay.
you take each retrograde and say, what can I get from it? And what can I learn from it? And then how do I work with it? I always work with it instead of against it. Like,
Right.
You know,
You
go with
can't
the
fight
tide.
it.
Don't fight it. Yeah, don't
All
fight
right.
it.
She's saying spot on, Willow. Spot
Great.
on. All right. So she says it's getting better.
Yep, it's definitely going to get better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So who else do we have very quickly? We have William Garrison, another Ohioan.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So Willow's just putting in the information.
Yeah, I'm almost done. Oh.
Okay, I need you to repeat that and say it a little bit louder, Richard. Okay, tomorrow at 6 p.m. we have Deb. Is that Deb Clark or? Okay, we have Debbie, and I could not hear the last name, unfortunately, but this is in UK time, so 6 p.m. And what will she be doing? All right, she will be providing readings, and she will also have guests on, okay? And then right after that, at 8 o'clock, we have Ashley Robinson with his bi-weekly show as well. And bring your questions for him. It's about philosophy, different religions, etc., etc. It's a really interesting watch. So that's all tomorrow. That's all tomorrow. Okay, Willow, you ready?
I'm ready. So
Okay,
William,
here you go.
he was born at a new moon. So right? It was big. So these are like brand new things. It's in the sign of Libra. So know that the eclipses are going to be hitting him in what brings joy to me, and what groups do I belong in, or what social circles do I run in for my hopes, my dreams, my wishes. He's a Sagittarius rising. I love a Sag rising because look, they're the life of the party. They're the one, drink too many. You just, like Sag rising, they're good, they're fun, you want to be around them because it's usually the more the merrier. They include other people. They want to they're the Santa Claus of the zodiac. Yeah. And so with his sun and moon in Libra in this lifetime, he is definitely learning balance, how to say no, how to find boundaries of what can I do for my career. So his north node is in his ninth house, and his south node is in his third house. So he wants to stay home. He wants his family close to him. He wants these, and probably early education probably wasn't that easy. Where he's supposed to be focused on in this lifetime to move forward is he's supposed to be taking classes, workshops, diving into spirituality, traveling, connecting with people far and wide, either by traveling there or by connecting on the internet to gather information and connect with others that are not like-minded, to hear their point of view, because it will change his point of view. It will broaden his thoughts and ideas, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's to me.
Yeah. He has 3 planets in Scorpio in his 12th house. There have been some big things happen that were very difficult for this person in his life. Like, we're talking life and death things that have been traumatic for him. The nodes literally were just going through his health sector and his worst fears. And so if it's not his health, it will be somebody else's that it's about transformation and communication and tragedy and my fears. And
Willow, if I may interrupt, William is saying, my wife was killed not long ago. Everything's going.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, let's focus on moving ahead then, because it talks about traumatic things happening in the last year and a half. And so where you are now going to be going, the nodes are going to hit you hard and strong. It's about you having to get out into the world. You have to join new groups. You have to, because you're a new moon. You're a new moon baby. This is you going outside of your comfort zone. It's the 5th house is what brings joy to you. There could be new art, new music, new habits, new fun things that you have never experienced or haven't done it in forever. And that now when the nodes go into the 5th house, it will be discovering, I didn't know I was good at this. This is such a great joy. And then you're going to say, now, what are other people that I can hang around with that share similar interests like I do? Like, oh, I'm really good at ukulele. I need to find a ukulele club, and let's travel, and let's do this, and let's connect with others. It's about finding interests that you're good at and then connecting with others. It'll be for the next year and a half that you're going to be broadening your horizons with new friends. And I don't want to think that they're like best friends. It's not about best friends. It's groups or social circles or groups that you will join for your aspirations and of what you want to join. Like, oh, I want to take up bowling. I want to join this psychic club or whatever. It's you searching out what brings joy to you and joining those groups.
Willow, if I may.
Yeah.
So, like I asked for Christine a little bit ago, for William, what would any of the retrogrades have?
Okay.
What effect would they have on William coming up?
Okay, so since he's a Sag rising, when Jupiter stations retrograde, Jupiter's going to station retrograde in September. Right now we're in the shadow. And so that is, what house is that in for him? It'll have something to do with his cash, his property, and things that he values. He's literally going to be going through some things that are personal to him and saying, I don't need this anymore. I can get rid of this. I'm ready to, it'll be a time for him that it will be a karmic release, to release some things. Because he's a Jupiter rising. Venus will also go retrograde. Venus is in his 10th house. So Venus going retrograde may bring another job or somebody from work. It'll bring something from his career or his legacy or him in the spotlight. It will connect him with people from his past, but it'll have something to do with being seen out, or job or career or legacy. Yeah, both of those retrogrades will affect him this year.
Okay, William just said, I just lost everything. My wife was murdered. All of our property was stolen.
Oh, I see it, and I'm so sorry.
William.
I am so sorry.
So very sorry, William.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yes, could we please have some healing thoughts for William?
Yes.
Just say a little word in your mind's eye. Just send some energy William's way so we can help him all get through this time. Okay?
Yeah.
I ask that.
And I think friends are going to come. I think groups. I think he's going to join some groups to pull him out of a darkness that he's in, and that he's going to connect up with. Like I was bicycling on the towpath yesterday, and I saw a group of like 6 men bicycling, and I thought, if I were a single, I would definitely join a group like, because they look like they're having a great time. They were laughing and joking. Not that he's in a space to receive it right now, but he's going to be pushed in that you have to heal, and in order to heal, it will be through other people. It will be through other people. Yeah, through connection, through a soul connection. Yeah, and I'm
see that
so
just
sorry.
From my side of things, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sending you an air hug.
So William, hang in there. Okay,
Yeah.
Hang in there. Good things are coming. All right, so I think that's going to be it for us today. Remember, if you have any questions, Willow's information is on the somewhere in the chat. She can be found at Willow Grace Astrology, right?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel that they can get all of the updates of what's going to be happening. I'll be updating August on Monday, so I try to stay a couple months in advance, and or my email, or you can sign up for my mailing list.
Yeah, she also has a mailing list, everybody, so you can stay in the loop of what's going on with the planets, all right? And Joanne Ripper said, when are you doing this again? We might have to have you back on here, Willow. I don't know.
Oh, Rachel, I love you. I heart you. Thank you.
I heart you too, Willow. All right, so remember, and if you have any questions for me, you know how to reach me, Rachel G. Palmistry. More than a palmist, just a little bit of everything, okay? And also, a big thank you to everybody who watched, everybody that shared, everybody that supports SBTV. Remember, share the love. These readings are free. These readings are free for everybody. All this information is free for everybody. We have so many presenters, so many viewers. Share, 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 okay? And spread the love. Rebecca is saying, great show. Take care, everyone. You too, Rebecca. And remember how important each and every one of you are. I will be back in 2 weeks' time, providing readings for everybody with my reading show. And then 2 weeks after that, I will have Rachel and Friends again. And that week, it will be Joey Media. We will be talking about cryptids. We'll be talking about UFO, the Men in Black, different paranormal phenomenon, paranormal research, and also our own experiences. So that will be July 6th, okay, that Joey Media will be on. So everybody, thank you. Remember your importance. It might not feel like you are important, but let me tell you, you are here. Your energy is on this planet in this particular lifetime. So yes, indeed, that's just how important you are. You have something to bring to the table of life. Okay? Do not give up. Bless you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.